A young woman's sudden disappearance leads to a gruesome discovery, unraveling a web of secrets and lies. Jasmine Pace, a bright and ambitious 22-year-old, had everything ahead of her, until one fateful night in November 2022, when she vanished without a trace. Her friends and family searched desperately for answers, but what they uncovered was more horrifying than they could have imagined. A chilling crime scene, a shocking betrayal, and a murderer hiding in plain sight. What drove a promising student to commit an unthinkable act against someone he once claimed to love? Jasmine Pace was just 22 years old, a college student with a bright future ahead of her. Born and raised in Chattanooga, Tennessee, she was known for her infectious energy, kind heart, and determination. She had a close bond with her mother, Katrina, and a tight-knit circle of friends who described her as adventurous, loving, and full of life. She was studying at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga, focused on her education and dreams. Like many young adults, she was navigating relationships, independence, and the excitement of what lay ahead. But in November 2022, everything changed. A series of events set in motion a tragedy that no one saw coming. What began as an ordinary evening would soon unravel into a case so shocking, it captured national attention. The search for Jasmine, the heartbreaking discovery, and the legal battle that followed would leave a lasting impact on all who followed her story. Jasmine Pace, born on May 29, 2000, in Chattanooga, Tennessee, was a young woman whose life radiated promise and ambition. Growing up in a close-knit family, she was known for her thoughtful and generous nature. Jasmine's love for animals was evident in her devotion to her 4 cats, whom she cherished deeply. Her friends and family often described her as a supportive friend, a devoted aunt, and a loving godmother. In pursuit of higher education, Jasmine enrolled at Chattanooga State Community College, where she diligently worked towards her academic goals. Her time at the college was marked by active participation in various student activities, reflecting her vibrant personality and eagerness to engage with her community. In early 2022, Jasmine's life took a new turn when she connected with Chen through a dating app. Jason, also 22, was a student at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga, majoring in computer science. As a first-generation Chinese-American immigrant, Jason was recognized for his academic dedication and was considered a promising student in his field. Their initial interactions blossomed into a relationship that seemed typical of young college students exploring companionship. Friends and acquaintances observed the couple attending university events together, sharing common interests, and appearing genuinely happy in each other's company. Their relationship progressed over the months, with both families becoming aware of their bond. However, beneath the surface, subtle signs hinted at underlying issues. Friends of Jasmine noted occasional moments of tension between the couple. There were instances where Jason exhibited controlling behavior, questioning Jasmine's choices and the time she spent with others. These red flags, though concerning, were often dismissed as typical relationship challenges by those around them. As their relationship continued, Jasmine's close friends observed changes in her demeanor. She became more reserved, often making excuses for Jason's behavior. Despite these concerns, Jasmine remained committed to her academic pursuits and personal aspirations, striving to maintain a balance between her relationship and her goals. The dynamics between Jasmine and Jason were complex, marked by moments of affection overshadowed by underlying control and manipulation. Friends and family, while sensing something amiss, could not have foreseen the tragic events that would soon unfold, forever altering their lives and the community they cherished. As the crisp autumn air settled over Chattanooga, Tennessee, the Thanksgiving week of 2022 was meant to be a time of gratitude and family gatherings. For 22-year-old Jasmine Pace, it was an opportunity to balance her academic commitments with cherished moments alongside loved ones. Little did anyone know, this week would mark the beginning of a harrowing sequence of events that would forever alter the fabric of the community. On the evening of November 22, 2022, Jasmine informed her family that she planned to visit a friend. With a warm smile and a promise to return soon, she left her home, unaware that this would be her final farewell. As hours turned into an anxious night, Jasmine's family grew increasingly concerned when she failed to respond to calls and messages. The following day, their worry escalated into dread as all attempts to reach her remained futile. Desperate to find their daughter, Jasmine's family reported her missing, igniting a widespread search that mobilized local authorities and the community. Flyers bearing her photograph adorned street corners, and social media platforms buzzed with pleas for information. The collective hope was to bring Jasmine home safely, but as days passed without a trace, an ominous cloud of uncertainty loomed large. The turning point in this tragic narrative came on December 1, 2022. In a secluded area near the Tennessee River, off Suck Creek Road, a hiker stumbled upon a large suitcase emitting a foul odor. Upon unzipping the case, the hiker was met with a sight that would haunt them forever: the lifeless body of Jasmine Pace, her wrists bound with handcuffs, bearing the unmistakable signs of a violent end. The discovery sent shockwaves through the community. The vibrant young woman, once full of dreams and potential, had been callously discarded. The brutality of the crime was further underscored by the findings of the Hamilton County Medical Examiner's Office. The autopsy revealed that Jasmine had suffered over 60 stab wounds concentrated on her head, neck, upper back, and right arm. Such extensive injuries painted a grim picture of the terror and pain she must have endured in her final moments. Further examination of the body indicated that some of the stab wounds had punctured vital organs, including her lungs, leading to fatal internal injuries. Defensive wounds on her arms suggested that Jasmine had fought valiantly against her attacker, striving desperately to fend off the relentless assault. The presence of handcuffs binding her wrists added a chilling layer to the crime, indicating a level of premeditation and control exerted by the perpetrator. In the immediate vicinity where Jasmine's body was discovered, investigators noted signs that the crime scene had been meticulously cleaned. Traces of blood were found, but the overall lack of physical evidence suggested efforts to erase any incriminating proof. This deliberate attempt to sanitize the area not only pointed to the assailant's awareness of forensic procedures but also added a macabre coldness to the already heinous act. The community's grief was palpable. Candlelight vigils were held in Jasmine's memory, with mourners clutching photographs and sharing stories of her kindness and zest for life. The senselessness of the crime left many grappling with questions about safety and trust, especially given the apparent familiarity between Jasmine and her killer. As the investigation progressed, the focus shifted to understanding the circumstances that led to such a brutal act. The relationship between Jasmine and the prime suspect came under intense scrutiny, with friends and family recounting interactions that, in hindsight, hinted at underlying tensions. The juxtaposition of a seemingly normal relationship with the horrific outcome left many pondering the hidden facets of human behavior and the potential for darkness lurking beneath familiar faces. In the aftermath of the crime, discussions emerged about the importance of recognizing warning signs in relationships and the need for open dialogues about personal safety. Jasmine's tragic end became a catalyst for community initiatives aimed at educating individuals about the red flags of abusive dynamics and the resources available for those in distress. While the legal proceedings sought to bring justice for Jasmine, her memory served as a poignant reminder of the fragility of life and the unforeseen dangers that can arise even in seemingly secure environments. The legacy of her story continues to resonate, urging vigilance, compassion, and a collective commitment to safeguarding one another. In the end, the tragic tale of Jasmine Pace is not just a story of a life cut short but a clarion call to communities everywhere to remain watchful, supportive, and proactive in the face of potential threats. Her enduring spirit inspires a resolve to prevent such tragedies from recurring, ensuring that her death was not in vain. In the immediate aftermath of the heart-wrenching discovery of Jasmine Pace's body on December 1, 2022, the Chattanooga Police Department launched an intensive investigation to uncover the truth behind her tragic demise. The case, already shrouded in grief and shock, demanded meticulous attention to detail and unwavering determination from law enforcement officers. The investigation's inception can be traced back to the unwavering resolve of Jasmine's family. When Jasmine failed to return home on November 22, 2022, and ceased all communication, a behavior starkly uncharacteristic of her, her family grew alarmed. Their concern escalated when they received a cryptic message from her phone, which lacked her usual tone and vernacular. Trusting their intimate knowledge of Jasmine's communication style, they suspected foul play and promptly reported her missing to the Chattanooga Police Department. Refusing to remain passive, Jasmine's family took proactive measures to trace her whereabouts. Utilizing modern technology, they activated the Find My iPhone feature, which led them to an apartment complex in North Chattanooga. This location was unfamiliar to them, intensifying their apprehension. Upon arrival, they identified the specific unit associated with Jasmine's last known location. Their persistent knocking went unanswered, and in their desperation, they managed to gain entry. Inside, they were met with a chilling scene, personal belongings scattered, signs of a struggle, and, most disturbingly, items directly linked to Jason Chen, Jasmine's boyfriend. Armed with this critical information, the family relayed their findings to the authorities. Recognizing the gravity of the situation, the Chattanooga Police Department swiftly secured a search warrant for Jason Chen's residence. The subsequent search unveiled a series of damning pieces of evidence. Bloodstains were discovered in various areas of the apartment, including the living room and bedroom, suggesting a violent altercation had taken place. Forensic analysis would later confirm that the blood matched Jasmine's DNA profile. In addition to the physical evidence, investigators uncovered a collection of handwritten notes in Jason's bedroom. These notes, meticulously detailed, contained derogatory remarks about Jasmine's past, including references to her childhood experiences and personal challenges. The nature of these writings indicated a deep-seated obsession and a possible motive rooted in control and resentment. Detective Zach Crawford, a key figure in the investigation, testified about the contents of these notes, emphasizing their significance in understanding the perpetrator's mindset. With mounting evidence, law enforcement agencies intensified their efforts to locate Jason Chen. Their search culminated in his apprehension at his family's residence. Body camera footage from the arresting officers captured the tense moments leading up to his detention, providing a transparent account of the procedure. Throughout the arrest, Jason maintained a stoic demeanor, offering minimal resistance and refraining from any substantive communication with the officers. The investigation, while thorough, was not without its challenges. The primary hurdle lay in deciphering the true nature of Jasmine and Jason's relationship. To the outside world, they appeared as a typical young couple, but the notes discovered painted a more sinister picture. Investigators had to delve deep into their interpersonal dynamics, interviewing friends, family members, and acquaintances to piece together a comprehensive narrative. Another significant challenge was the premeditated nature suggested by the evidence. The detailed notes, combined with the methodical attempts to clean the crime scene, indicated a level of planning that contradicted any claims of a spontaneous act of violence. This realization steered the investigation towards establishing intent, a crucial element in prosecuting the case effectively. As the pieces of the puzzle began to align, the Chattanooga community grappled with the unsettling reality that such a heinous act could occur within their midst. The collaborative efforts of Jasmine's family and law enforcement not only expedited the investigative process but also underscored the importance of vigilance and proactive intervention in the face of potential domestic threats. In the ensuing legal proceedings, the amassed evidence would play a pivotal role in seeking justice for Jasmine Pace. The meticulous documentation of the crime scene, the incriminating notes, and the unwavering determination of her family and investigators combined to build a compelling case against Jason Chen, ensuring that Jasmine's voice resonated throughout the courtroom and beyond. The courtroom was filled with a palpable tension as the trial of Jason Chen commenced in mid-January 2025. The tragic death of 22-year-old Jasmine Pace had not only devastated her family but had also captured the attention of the nation, with many eagerly awaiting the judicial proceedings that would seek to bring justice to her untimely demise. The prosecution, led by Hamilton County District Attorney Cody Womp, presented a compelling case against Chen. Central to their argument was the assertion of premeditation in Jasmine's murder. They meticulously detailed the events leading up to the crime, emphasizing the over 60 stab wounds inflicted upon Jasmine, a clear indication of the brutality and intent behind the act. To underscore the heinous nature of the crime, Wong presented the very suitcase in which Jasmine's lifeless body was discovered, a poignant and chilling piece of evidence that resonated deeply with the jury and observers alike. In stark contrast, the defense team sought to mitigate Chen's culpability by advocating for a lesser charge of voluntary manslaughter. They portrayed the incident as a spontaneous act of violence, precipitated by a heated altercation between Chen and Jasmine. According to their narrative, Jasmine had allegedly confronted Chen about his interactions with other women, leading to a volatile dispute. The defense contended that in the midst of this confrontation, Jasmine attacked Chen with a wine bottle, prompting him to act in self-defense. This portrayal aimed to cast doubt on the element of premeditation, suggesting instead a crime of passion. However, the prosecution was prepared to counter these claims. They highlighted inconsistencies in the defense's narrative, pointing out that the story had evolved multiple times throughout the trial. This shifting account undermined the defense's credibility and bolstered the prosecution's argument of a deliberate and calculated act. Furthermore, the discovery of handwritten notes in Chen's residence, which contained derogatory remarks about Jasmine's past, painted a picture of a preoccupied and possibly obsessive mindset, further supporting the notion of premeditation. After several days of intense testimony, cross-examinations, and emotional recountings, the case was handed over to the jury. In a remarkably swift deliberation, lasting less than an hour, the jury returned with a unanimous verdict: Jason Chen was found guilty of first-degree murder and abuse of a corpse. This decisive outcome reflected the strength of the prosecution's case and the compelling nature of the evidence presented. The subsequent sentencing phase provided a platform for both sides to present arguments regarding Chen's fate. The prosecution advocated for the maximum penalty, emphasizing the calculated nature of the crime and the profound loss suffered by Jasmine's family. In contrast, the defense sought leniency, reiterating their stance that the act was not premeditated and highlighting Chen's lack of prior criminal history. During this phase, the courtroom bore witness to poignant and heartrending impact statements from Jasmine's family. Her mother, voice trembling with emotion, recounted the profound void left by her daughter's absence and the enduring pain that the family grappled with daily. These statements served to humanize the profound loss and underscored the far-reaching consequences of Chen's actions. In the end, the jury rendered a sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole for Jason Chen. This verdict ensured that he would spend the remainder of his life incarcerated, providing a measure of closure to Jasmine's grieving family and reaffirming the community's commitment to justice. The aftermath of the trial reverberated beyond the confines of the courtroom. It ignited discussions on the importance of recognizing warning signs in relationships and the necessity of proactive interventions. Jasmine's tragic story became a catalyst for community initiatives aimed at educating individuals about the red flags associated with abusive dynamics and the resources available to those in precarious situations. While the legal proceedings reached their conclusion, the legacy of Jasmine Pace endures. Her story serves as a somber reminder of the fragility of life and the imperative need for vigilance, compassion, and collective responsibility in safeguarding one another. The community's response, marked by solidarity and a renewed commitment to prevention, stands as a testament to Jasmine's enduring impact. The tragic murder of Jasmine Pace forces us to confront the harsh realities of relationship violence and the devastating consequences when warning signs go unheeded. Her story is not just one of loss but a call to recognize the patterns of control, manipulation, and emotional abuse that often precede physical violence. Too often, these red flags, obsessive behavior, possessiveness, and emotional degradation, are overlooked until it's too late. Jasmine's case serves as a stark reminder that intervention and awareness can be life-saving. Beyond the immediate tragedy, this case highlights the critical role of legal strategies in securing justice. The defense's attempt to argue for voluntary manslaughter demonstrates how perpetrators may attempt to shift blame or minimize their actions. However, the jury's swift rejection of this claim in favor of a first-degree murder conviction reaffirms the power of evidence and the importance of a strong prosecutorial strategy. It also raises questions about the legal system's handling of domestic violence cases. How many victims suffer in silence, their abusers never held accountable until it is too late? For Jasmine's family, no sentence could undo the pain of losing her. Their emotional impact statements gave voice to a grief that will never fade. But their strength in seeking justice ensures that Jasmine is remembered not just for how she died, but for the vibrant young woman she was in life. Their courage in sharing her story helps to raise awareness, urging others to recognize the dangers of toxic relationships before they escalate. As a community, as a society, we must ask ourselves, how can we do better? How can we support victims, educate those at risk, and hold perpetrators accountable before another life is lost? These are difficult but necessary conversations, ones that Jasmine's story demands we have. Jasmine Pace's story is one of immense tragedy, a young woman with a bright future, whose life was cut short by someone she trusted. Her brutal murder sent shockwaves through her community, but justice was served with Jason Chen's conviction and life sentence. While no verdict can undo the pain of her loss, it stands as a testament to the unwavering pursuit of truth and accountability. This case underscores the critical importance of recognizing warning signs in relationships and taking action before it's too late. No one should feel unsafe with someone they love. If you or someone you know is in a dangerous situation, reach out, help is available, and you are not alone. Thank you for watching. If you found this story important, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth true crime documentaries. In our next episode, we'll examine another chilling case that left investigators searching for answers. Stay tuned, and until next time, stay aware, stay safe.